Alright, so today we're gonna have a discussion really quick with my friend Sieggy. I'm Shifty. And really quick, we're gonna talk about Nintendo Nindies, Miiverse, and some of the third-party games that are being announced. Say hi, Siggy. Do your shit.
Oh,
Okay, alright. Yes. So, we're gonna start off talking about Miiverse, since I think that's like the oldest bit of the news. Like, I'm pretty sure like every fucking YouTuber has already covered that shit. So.
Well, it kind of sucks though because we're gonna lose a lot of good artists.
Yeah, I used to spend a lot of time on Miiverse just fucking looking at all the art. Like, even the Art Academy app, I would go on there a lot of the time just to look at it, even though I never bought the game.
Man, so many hours just to see all the fucking Larry's dumb shit.
Oh my god. There's a lot of things that once Miiverse dies is no longer going to be a thing. Like, I'm sure you've heard of Why Can't Metroid Crawl? And and it was just some kid playing Super Metroid asking this question, I guess. I thought it was a troll, but apparently it was a kid. I don't know. Probably he's still a troll. But yeah, apparently Miiverse is going to die on November 8th specifically, and it's going to affect very specific games as well. For the most part, let me see. The stage on Smash, for as example, won't get those drawings anymore, so it's just gonna be like a boring ass fucking battlefield.
This is gonna fucking suck, man. You know how amazing it was? Like, let's say for example, playing Falcon, and you got like all these cool shit.
Yeah, but you also had a lot of just like awful, nonsensical shit in there as well. Like, some of them wouldn't even have anything to do with the character.
Oh, but hey, it would stop the match though, would it?
Yeah, we would pause it multiple times just to see what the fuck was going on in the background. It kind of makes the stage useless too, because that was the only reason why we ever played on it at all.
Just to see all the dumb shit. When Corrin got first released.
Oh my
I
god.
would say how broken his down B was.
Everyone used that to vent their balances, I guess. What they thought was just OP and shit. But I feel like, for me specifically, that's the one that's gonna affect me the most. Because I actually really liked playing on the Miiverse stage just to see the dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
But there'll be other games too. Like, for example, tournaments on Mario Kart 8 won't be a thing anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't know. For me personally, that doesn't affect me too much, considering that I have the Switch version. The Switch version is gonna be just fine. It's just the Wii U version, but I could totally understand why some people would be pissed off if they haven't moved on to the Switch yet.
Yeah. It's like, what's the point? Like, including something and then just removing it later on.
Yeah, and when you think about it, it's obvious that Nintendo is trying to get away from the Wii U as much as possible, considering Miiverse is only like 4 years old or something. Like, they added it to the 3DS like halfway through its life cycle, and they're gonna remove it like just now.
And my question is, I got a question. Is there gonna be at least a spiritual successor for Miiverse?
They haven't said anything. I would like that though, but they haven't said anything. As far as I know, they've only said it's being discontinued.
And
so
like,
I have no idea.
I remember when I remember when they discontinued Club Nintendo. They made like a spiritual successor for that.
Yeah, but that you're talking about My Nintendo, but My Nintendo is hot garbage. Like,
I know.
Like, have you tried looking around that? Like, mind you, Club Nintendo started off amazing, and as it went on, it got like worse. But it was still like every portion of Club Nintendo during its lifetime was better than everything My Nintendo has been doing.
Like, I only use that shit for like to fucking get free shit for Fire Emblem Heroes.
It's fucking garbage, because even Club Nintendo on its worst day gave you a free game, while My Nintendo gives you discounts on a game at most. It does.
Like really
It's
significant. It's like 5% off, fam. That's the tax, man. That's it. You fucking good, man. That's
Nintendo doesn't give a shit about your wallet. Okay, they just want everything in it. Okay, they don't care if you have to eat. Okay, they just want. That's why they don't do sales and shit, because they know, you're fucking stupid. But you know, I digress. Splatoon, the original Splatoon won't have those drawings decorated all over. I think it's Inkopolis, if I remember correctly, and any of the maps either. So you won't see those things anymore.
Damn.
This one doesn't affect me too much either, considering I've moved on to Splatoon 2. But again, for the people who only stayed on the Wii U, that's a bummer. Let me see. Oh,
again.
And
I think
yeah.
Go. No, you go.
Well,
I was gonna say that pretty much my Wii U was gonna be like.
All right, so with Mario Maker, because Miiverse won't be around anymore, Mario Maker is going to be affected with the lack of comments on any of the shared levels.
You'll get to see all like the hate and the anger and frustration going through the levels.
Yes. I used to just.
Didn't some guy recently upload like a really hard level that took him like, what was it, 6 months to complete and like over 500 hours? I'm
not sure, but that's definitely interesting. You should probably link me that at some point.
Yo, that shit is nerve-wracking.
You see, I don't have the fucking patience to sit there and try to beat a level that convoluted. I mean, mind you, I did make hard levels myself, but I was able to beat those at the very least. But, yeah, whatever. I mean, what dude... I don't know. These guys are just fucking gods at Mario Maker, I guess. And I'm not even close to being that good at it. But I also wanted to talk about the Nindies event. You didn't watch the stream, did you?
The some ifs and layers and like pretty much like all I know is no more heroes. No more heroes.
Okay. So because we are clearly fans of No More Heroes, let me get 2 specific games out of the way, and then we can talk about No More Heroes to our heart's content. Alright, that's unfair?
Alright, deal.
Alright, cool. So, real quick, I wanted to talk about Super Meat Boy Forever really quick, because I have a concern with that game. Right. So, Super Meat Boy Forever was shown at the Nindies. You know, it's a sequel, I believe, to Super Meat Boy. But one major problem I have with it is that it's coming to mobile devices and it looks like an infinite runner. It doesn't look like a regular Super Meat Boy game. So that kind of worries me a little bit, because I feel like there's a pretty good chance we're not going to be able to actually get an actual core Super Meat Boy experience. We're just going to get something that's similar to maybe Super Mario Run.
You know how much we all love them shits on the mobile platforms.
Yeah. I mean, mind you, I personally did put down $10 and bought Super Mario Run. And it is probably my most played mobile game, with Fire Emblem Heroes right behind it.
That's my number 1.
Yeah. So.
And the second place is porn.
Yeah, that is definitely one you can go. I mean, is that a game though? Cause that's life.
No,
man. That's life.
I'm on top of the leaderboards, man.
That's life. I got all that practice playing Mario Party and No More Heroes.
That hand-to-gland combat in the bathroom, man.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, so Super Meat Boy Forever looks good, but I feel like I'm probably not gonna buy it if I'm right in what it is.
I enjoyed buying Isaac. I never played Super Meat Boy.
I never got around to it myself, but considering that Super Meat Boy was just a gruesomely hard single-player game, I just felt like Infinite Runner was just not the thing people wanted. Maybe it's just me, and maybe it just looked that way, but it really, really looks that way. Alright, so the other game I want to talk about, well, it's not really a game, it's more like a expansion. The new Shovel Knight expansion with King Knight, King of Cards. That looks fun as fuck.
Yo, you gotta get them amiibos, man.
Yo, if I can afford to buy the amiibos, I'll buy the amiibos, okay?
This is beautiful.
I'm a broke-ass dude in the hood, okay? Like, I can't afford to do that shit. Like, there's too many amiibos out here. I need to be picky. I need to be picky. But... Nah, but that new mind you, I never really played card games like that whenever they had them in these, like, as a side thing in these games. Like, okay, this is a Nintendo channel, but I'm gonna mention a game that's not even Nintendo focused at all. But in The Witcher 3, they had Gwent, and I hated it. I never liked playing it. I found it annoying and just not fun. So I don't know if I'm gonna like this card game in Shovel Knight, but it's also Shovel Knight.
But wait, the question is, are you actually like a card person yourself?
I've played, I don't know how many hours of Hearthstone, and I've played even less hours on the Pokemon TCG.
Like,
so I have had moments, but not usually.
Yeah. Like, I remember you tried to get me Hearthstone, I was like, yo, man, I'm playing Fire Emblem Heroes, man.
Yo, but fucking Hearthstone is great. Alright, now, you know what? Actually, you know what? Hearthstone on the Switch, though.
You know what's sad? I played the shit out of Uno, though.
Yo, my god. Why? I mean, I'm not gonna fault you. Uno's fun. You know, Uno is fun.
I'll fuck down Uno, alright?
We should play Uno. You know,
it'll be like Mario Party.
One of these days, we're gonna stream ourselves playing Uno, and we'll have a dumbass time with it. A great time with it.
No, Mario Party 2. All you guys gonna have a great time in Mario Party 2. Oh, yeah, gonna get dicks.
I don't even think I can stream Mario Party 2. That's like...
Yo, not with the attitude. Yo, we could do that shit.
Okay, you figure that shit out, because the Elgato I'm getting is not going to do that. It's just not.
Not with the...
Alright. So yeah, so the last game that I wanted to talk about, and I'm pretty sure it's the one you want to talk about the most, considering that is the game that got us extremely excited at the Nindies showcase. Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes. How do you feel?
I got erection.
I feel like that's the kind of game that if we had the chance, we should get shit-faced as a celebration.
The fuck?
Yeah! Like, you get the space, we put a poster of Travis Touchdown on the wall, and we get shit-faced.
Makes no fucking sense. I just want to play the game. What's the fuck? I just want to play the game. I can get shit
but you can have a grand ass time. This is a game we're celebrating. You know how long it's been since a No More Heroes game?
Yo, No More Heroes gonna be no more fucking shit faced because I want to play the goddamn game.
Shifty gonna get shit faced. That's what's gonna happen.
The thing is, it's gonna be taking place between No More Heroes 1 and 2.
Yeah,
you know, like,
and with
there's so many questions brought up from the trailer because he has a scar, he got a new jacket, he was living in the forest.
Yeah, I mean, between No More Heroes 1 and No More Heroes 2, we did know that Travis was missing for a long time, and he only had just recently returned to 2. So I guess this is like a sort of an explanation of where the fuck he was. It's weird though, because apparently the focus is traveling to 6 different indie worlds, with Hotline Miami and Shovel Knight being confirmed for 2 of them.
That's one of my favorite map.
So, but
I love that.
They've explained that it's gonna be done in the style of No More Heroes. So does that mean we're gonna see the Hotline Miami world in like this cel-shaded 3D like No More Heroes style?
Slash, but it's gonna have like elements that are mixed into it to add like a new batch of like excitement onto the table.
it's interesting because not the two games that they've so far confirmed, neither of them are 3D in any way. So it's a very interesting take, I think. Like, I have no idea how that's gonna look. But
console. Like, my question is, where's that game console come from? The one in the trailer, because that was really vague for me. And you like
the console that Travis and this guy is being sucked into.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's apparently it's in the game Let It Die on the PS4. But it's a very like older version of it. So, like, apparently, and I haven't played Let It Die, so maybe I should play it at some point, but apparently they think, like, a lot of people seem to think that they have a connection to each other, considering they're using the same kind of console.
It's just...
It's interesting. But then again, also think about the fact that apparently while Travis was gone in between these two games, he has been traveling into 6 different indie worlds. Like, apparently that's a thing he's been doing.
Yep, and Sylvia's on vacation somewhere in the Bahamas.
You're not gonna see Sylvia in this game. I mean, you remember in the beginning of No More Heroes 2, he's like, oh, this is the first time I've seen you in a long ass time, and you greet me like nothing.
I don't even know what she's been up to. If I see Sir Henry motherfucker in the goddamn game,
that'd be great, I think. To see that guy again.
It's gonna be like, what is it? No More Heroes 1 Secret Boss was Henry. No More Heroes 2 Secret Boss was your #1 fan. What's gonna be a Secret Boss in No More Heroes Travis Strikes Back?
Probably like a 7th indie. Oh, and by the way, I might have to spoiler tag it now, just in case anyone watched this and didn't play No More Heroes. But yeah, I'll probably just put a spoiler thing in the description or something. But yeah, I mean, if they do have another secret boss, it'll probably be another indie person or something.
Let me see. I'm trying to think of like some good indies or like any in general.
I think let's keep in mind that No More Heroes is a Japanese game and Suda51 is a Japanese man. So Shovel Knight only came out in Japan like a year ago. Too. What?
No, he's a Japanese man who happens to like a lot of wrestling.
I mean, yeah, he's like kind of like a reverse weeaboo. I don't know.
He's a Western boo?
A Western boo, I guess. Yeah. But considering that, like, No More Heroes is a Japanese game and Suda is Japanese, I feel like something like Cave Story would have a lot of sense to be in the game. Considering that was made by, like, one Japanese indie dev. And it was, like, really popular as well. Do you know any other indie games that you would want in No More Heroes, though?
I have to like check the catalog. Shit, you're gonna have to come back on me on that one.
Yeah, it's difficult considering that we know there's gonna be 4 more of them, and I'm thinking Cave Story would probably be a really good fit. I feel one that would be really interesting just to see what they do with it would be Binding of Isaac.
That would be fucking morbid as shit. You actually not thinking about Guacamelee?
Guacamelee would be good. Yeah, or maybe
Travis loves wrestling.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that would work. Travis meeting a luchador, maybe he gets a new wrestling move from him or something.
Shit.
That could work really well. Okay, so I think it sounds like we're done talking about No More Heroes. So I'm gonna move on to the next topic where it's about third parties on the Switch. Now, I'm pretty sure you're aware of the common criticism that Nintendo gets where they don't have any third parties, or they don't get a lot of it anyway. Right? So, with that in mind, we have Okay, so there's been a couple of games recently, right? That's been talked about in some way, or kind of announced.
17.
What?
18. I mean, whoops.
Some of them has caused controversy though because of some limitation the Switch has, but we got LA Noire, NBA 2K18, and Resident Evil Revelations. And I'm not sure if you would count this considering they had to work directly with Nintendo for this, but Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, considering it's developed and published by Ubisoft, I'm not sure if you would consider that to be a third-party game. It is an exclusive, but it's been developed by a third party. But
I guess I consider it.
Yeah, I guess so, considering it's developed by them. But with NBA 2K18 specifically, and apparently you might also need to do the same thing for Resident Evil Revelations. An SD card, a micro SD card, is required. You won't be able to play the entirety of NBA 2K18 without one.
Yeesh. That sucks, bud. If you really love basketball, you're gonna have to dish out some shit.
I mean, it does suck. Because
really
it's clear that the 32 gigabytes for the Switch wasn't enough. Like, I think that much is obvious.
32 just can't hold shit.
Yeah, even without mandatory installs. Like, I thought without the mandatory installs, it probably wouldn't matter as much. But even then, I still had to pay, like... I got a pretty good deal on it, though. But I had to pay, like, a couple bucks for a 256 gig micro SD card. And if Nintendo would have put enough space on it, that wouldn't have to be necessary. But, you know, they didn't do that. My only guess would be that they wanted to keep the cost for the system down. They didn't want it to be more than $300. And,
yeah, because it'd be like a deterrent.
Yeah, because with the other systems that were out at the time, you had the PS4 and the Xbox One. And if I remember correctly, around the same time the Switch came out, you could buy an Xbox One and a PS4, a regular one, for basically the same price, for $300. So I feel like Nintendo probably saw that and thought, we could put my memory, but if we did, we'd have to jack the price up. And, you know, they probably wouldn't be able to compete as much when you see a tablet that costs more than, you know, a regular home console. I think that was their logic behind it, but it's still, like, awful that that's even a limitation that we would have to deal with. But any of those games, are you interested in any of them, like, at all? Because I already played Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I even actually already did a video about it where I kind of put my 2 cents on what I think about it before I even release. But
yeah, after like seeing like gameplay, I actually want to get it because I used to be a big fan. Actually, I'm still a big fan of XCOM. I just need to purchase 2, XCOM 2.
Yeah, I haven't played XCOM 2 either, but Enemy Unknown was fun. And Mario Rabbids is... It's weird because Mario Rabbids, you look at it at a surface level and it's basically XCOM, but when you actually like learn the mechanics and learn what works and what doesn't in it, it feels drastically different. There's more of a focus on movement than XCOM is more about like RNG almost with the accuracy. It's simpler in a lot of ways, but at the same time it's deep in a lot of other ways. In XCOM, like, mobility only really matters to get a high ground or to be somewhere safe. Mario Rabbids, you can combo a bunch of actions together because of the way you move around. It's really interesting. But, yeah, I'm going to assume you are not touching NBA 2K18.
No. The last sports game I played was NFL Street. It was fire as fuck on the PS2.
Yeah, and neither one of us are really into sports in any way. We don't really play sports games like that, but we know there's a pretty big market for it. So I think it's a good thing that NBA 2K18 is coming to the system, but there's apparently who's the publisher? 2K, I believe. They put out a statement saying that they tried really hard to make NBA 2K18 on the Switch be on an equal level with the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 versions. So that's probably why the space of the game is so large. It's not dumbed down in any way, or not. It's not missing any features. It's the only thing that's probably different about it is the graphics. I think that's a safe enough trade, basically. But Resident Evil Revelations and LA Noire, how do you feel about those games?
LA Noire, man, I'm so upset that's the series I missed out on the previous gen. I'm actually happy I get the opportunity to try it out.
What, Revelations?
Both actually.
See, I never played Revelations, regardless if it was on the 3DS or any of the other home systems, but I did go through and play LA Noire. So, I'm more likely to buy myself Resident Evil Revelations than I am LA Noire, but the other games, like, I like NBA 2K18 and FIFA and, you know, shit like that, I'm not even gonna touch.
Like, what was it? I played Revelations 2 with a friend of mine, and all I know is that bricks are fucking amazing.
Well, I guess
that little girl got a fucking arm.
What's that?
It has a goddamn arm.
Okay.
Because I get to play like I think the first episode. Holy shit.
I don't know the context, but I guess I'll find out eventually. I might actually double dip with LA Noire because I don't own the original copy or the system that I played it on originally. So I might actually double dip on that one. But with that in mind, is there any games developed by a third party that you personally are kind of interested in?
All I know is that if they bring No More Heroes 1 and 2 back, I'm buying that shit again. Double dipping.
Speaking of which, they need to put No More Heroes 1 and 2 on Switch, but also the Metroid Prime trilogy. Just so when 2018 rolls around and we have the possibility of Metroid Prime 4 and the actual release of Travis Strikes Again, everyone that is on board with the Switch is up to speed on what's going on.
Like, shit, man. Like, when people get to, like, I think, when people get to, like, the new No More Heroes coming out, they don't know what the hell's going on.
I mean, I feel
generation. Because it's like, No More Heroes hasn't been out since the Wii era.
Yeah.
2 generations.
I feel like there's a very likely chance that that the people who play Travis Strikes Again and hasn't played No More Heroes 1 and 2 probably isn't going to be missing much, considering the game seems to be really sidetracked, if that's the right word. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with the first 2 games. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they might be able to get away with the lack of knowledge with the rest of the series. So that might be something that you don't have to like worry too much about. But I do generally just want No More Heroes on Switch. Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna end this discussion with a question about the third-party conversation specifically. Alright, so Sieggy, do you think third parties will last on the Switch? Like, do you think we will see a steady stream of third-party games like we have seen so far?
I could say, well, I haven't looked at a catalog recently, but I got my money that'll start increasing.
Because it seems...
You know, it's really bad.
it seems that... it seems that indie developers so far have fully embrace the Switch. But when it comes to AAA third parties, it seems that we are getting Revelations, FIFA, NBA, like Noir. We're getting third-party developers that usually would never really release anything on Nintendo consoles suddenly start releasing things on Nintendo console. But the problem is that the beginning of the Wii U, we saw stuff like that happen too. We saw shit like Mass Effect 3 and what was it, Assassin's Creed on the Wii U. We saw games
but they like died down.
Yeah, and then I think after the initial year, we just stopped seeing that altogether, and every release for the Wii U was literally just whatever the hell Nintendo put out. And mind you, they were good games. It's just that's a lot of time in between. And
it's like they gotta be committed.
Nintendo has to like prove that the Switch is a viable system to put your games on, and if Nintendo fans want third-party games on the Switch, then they need to be willing to buy third-party games.
Yo, guys, buy No More Heroes. I want No More Heroes 3, man.
Oh god. But yeah, so
I want a número 3.
He did directly mention that if Travis Strikes Again sells well, he is going to make No More Heroes a franchise. Like, something he's gonna develop games on a regular basis. So that might actually happen. We might get a lot more than just 2 games. So, alright. So, I'm just gonna end it here. And obviously, anyone who is watching the discussion in any way, you could just answer the question yourself in the comments in any way. Will third-party support last on the Switch? Personally, I think that we will, but not in the same way that we see it on other consoles. I feel like it's going to be the same thing we see on the 3DS, where they get a lot of third-party games. You might see a couple of ports from the beginning or so. But I don't think we're going to see the exact same games on the PS4 and Xbox show up on the Switch, personally. But, yeah. Fuck it. That's the end of the conversation. Sieggy, say your goodbyes, and we're ending this shit.
Help me.
You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I stopped.
Oh my god! Why? Why did you do that?
I stopped myself mid-sentence. That's what I said.
Oh my god! Oh my! Fuck you! I have to edit that shit out.
It's now, man.
Oh, you know what? I'm probably gonna leave the laughter part as like a after credit thing or something.
Oh no!
Oh my god. Okay, so
we can't seriously. I want to come up
I'm
as
still
racist.
recording. You know, like we need to move on.
This is timeout. Oh, it's informal and offensive.
I don't think you understand. You can't say that on YouTube. Oh my god. Okay. Let's try this again. All right. So I can't fucking. What were you even? Okay, hang on. Let me pause the recording really quick.